Alright guys, we're back on the crude oil. It's been a week since last time we were here, and I gotta tell you, I really like what I see. I mean, this is probably the most preferable move that we can ask for. I mean, it's not too fast, so we can gradually, consistently increase our exposure. On the other hand, it's not too slow, right? It's consistent, it's stable, and it still produces a nice velocity, right? It's pretty intense, but not too intense. So this is the perfect move, right? Now we're closing in on our price target, right? This is our final destination for this particular bullish campaign that was established when price broke above the 62. Right, I mean, we have a very long-term bullish conviction and position on the crude oil ever since that inverse head and shoulders pattern took off. We remember that, but we took it in in actually two steps, right? Two stages, if you will. One to the 62. Now we are on the second stage, taking price from 62 to 68.77, and there is more. There is more. Steps along the way. So once we can base like we did here, right? Price kind of proved to be able to overcome that obstacle at 62. It closed not only the daily bar, of course, but it came with a weekly confirmation. Actually, price did more than that. It came back, and as you can see, I've marked it right here. Kind of acknowledge the fact that that 62 turned into a support, meaning it broke it, right? So right now, aiming for 68.77, if it's going to do the same, right, it's going to base itself above 68.77, kind of, giving us the required confidence that indeed it had broken that key level. I probably will engage with another bullish campaign. Now I want to show you the big picture. I think that's very important to understand the big picture here and why I think we have a lot more steps, potentially speaking. Now this is, if you take this whole upside trend cycle, if you will, it's pretty clear that it begins around the beginning of 2016, right here. So ever since then, up until then, price was on the downside, right? It's clear to see. Ever since that point, it began to move upwards, and I found that this particular formation could be a classic Elliott wave cycle. So we've had so far the first impulse wave followed by the second corrective wave, and then the third impulse wave followed by another corrective wave, number 4. And at that point, I think price began to build up that last fifth impulse wave. Now we know that the impulse, the last wave, the fifth wave, is not only should surpass the tip of the third wave, but do that by a large stretch, right? Usually at least 123% of the fourth, right, of the fourth corrective wave, which will be around this particular level, right, roughly around the level of 84, and even further than that, I would say to the 1.618, which would be roughly around 93 or so. I haven't measured that because it's too ambitious at this point, right? I just want to focus on the next imminent price target. So 68.77, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's actually a 76.4% of the fourth corrective wave. So that's actually a correction level, correction key level, not a projection one. Now, the next one would be 73.96. Above 68.77, we'll take another bullish campaign to 73.96. But now, coming back again to the present, we're definitely focusing on 68.77, adjusted stop loss level at 61 right now. And it's going to be really interesting to see how things will unfold. I'll definitely come back and follow up on this one. That's about that for the crude oil, guys. That's about that for today. We'll see you tomorrow.